Hello, this is Hector from Validator. Today we are starting our very first Validator Spotlight series, and our first interview will be Patrick from BoxedCloud. Hello, Patrick. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me here. I'm really excited.
No, the pleasure is all ours. Do you want to start by talking a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. Yeah. So, I really am essentially, an IT guy, right? So, I started my career at the help desk level and, had all those experiences with interfacing with, an individual user to solve a problem. And then I progressed my career into infrastructure. So, the administration of servers, as well as networking equipment, as well as any kind of like broad scale type of load balancing equipment as well. Okay. So, my career itself has spanned over around 20 years. I really have evolved from, being a help desk resource to being an infrastructure resource to being a cloud engineer. And now, right now, I'm primarily just doing operations for one of my positions, and then I'm doing cloud engineering for another position. Okay. So, I'm an infrastructure guy with an understanding of coding. I did actually do 6 years of coding in between my career, just within Java and a little bit of .NET. Okay. Now the BoxedCloud team itself actually has myself, and I also have another individual, and his name is Matt. You don't necessarily see him around here very often. I really just use him as an ad hoc basis if I have any issues with my equipment that I can't solve because I'm not available, or if I need assistance, from the standpoint of troubleshooting expertise. Okay. So, another tidbit about me is that I am currently pursuing my PhD in information technology. It's been a 2-year journey, and it's probably going to be another 3-year journey. And I'm really focusing on, how does blockchain help with resiliency in regards to, those the applications within, existing organizations. So it really has evolved over the last 2 years, and I'm definitely dedicated to blockchain as a technology, and even more dedicated to ONE as, being that platform that has the opportunity that I've seen, and I think many others have seen as well. So that's just a quick tidbit about me. Okay.
Yeah, that's impressive, to be honest. So, wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's start with the questions, if you agree. First of all, thank you. Do you have a website?
I do have a website, and it's BoxedCloudnet. And within the website, there is a links to my validator, as well as a portion of the website that shows what kind of security we have within our enclave. So just so everyone understands, we do have a data center that we are essentially leasing out a location within a data center, one rack, and that rack has, around 6 blades on it, where we have the redundancy. We're using VMware. We're using, single standalone blades within an array. So, you can take a look at our website, and it can show you the security that we're using, like essentially a firewall in the front end. To get into that environment, we essentially need to have a VPN user with MFA credentials to get into that environment, right? Yeah. And we have the redundancy built in from a networking layer, where each one of the blades are hooked to 2 different switches that are completely independent, so that if a switch was to go down, we wouldn't lose that redundancy. So, we're really trying to build that type of resiliency within our Harmony platform, so that we make sure that there's no downtime.
Okay, perfect.
And then another element of the website is that, I have a quick expert of myself, essentially. So, an introduction of what my role is within the company. And then we also have a blog section, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We're trying to keep it as simplistic as possible and focus more on the technology and what is Harmony. Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right. What is the goal? Well, you have a goal for your validator?
Yeah. Yes, I definitely do have goals. Absolutely. So, just so everyone understands the path that I have, taken. I actually started my validator in July of 2021, and I have been adamantly promoting it and, getting it to a state where it gets into a stabilized condition. We're very close. I'm working with HarmoForce to get to that point where we can have a stable validator that contributes from the standpoint of governance, and then also make sure that our delegators get the reward that they deserve, right? That we are, we're signing every block, and we're getting that reward that they need, right? That they are hoping from us. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And next question: how did your validator's name? I think it's a pretty interesting one.
How did I pick the validator's name? Yeah, so I think this is an interesting story to myself, and I hope it's an interesting story to other people as
Yeah.
well. But I came across the name when I was probably around 19, maybe 20-year-old man, right? So I don't know if I call myself a point, but I was around 19 or 20. And right now I'm 39 years old. So, that's over 20 years ago, right? So I came across that name, and this was a moment in time when there wasn't even the cloud, right? The cloud wasn't necessarily a concept. And I had thought about, I do want to start a company. I want to start a technology company. I don't know what necessarily that technology company will do. So the ironic name of BoxedCloud came along, where can you really box the cloud, right? What does that actually mean? And I think as it has evolved, right, is I think what BoxedCloud means to the Harmony community as well as proof of stake is that BoxedCloud means that, we are essentially building proof of stake platforms that we can put within this box, and then also relate it to what is block storage, what is blockchain, right? So, it's really evolved my story about it and how I think it fits within the organization. Okay.
Yeah, and it fits pretty good, if I
Yeah.
can say that.
Thank
Next
you.
question. Yeah, no problem. Why do you want to become a Harmony validator?
Why did I want to?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, I was the initial thing is that I was motivated by the technology, right? I was motivated by the 2-second finality. I was motivated mostly by the sharding ability, right? So this is literally a sharding blockchain that's in production, that has shards. The shards may not necessarily be used in their fullest capacity at this point, but it's one of the first that is actually doing this type of production network, when a lot of proof of stake have talked about it but haven't implemented it, right? So, and then, just to take that a step further is that, we have a sharding blockchain, and we also have external validators that are contributing to that blockchain. And the barrier entry is pretty low, right? 10,001 at its current rate is pretty low. Obviously, we all know that there are many other challenges with actually getting elected from an effective proof of stake standpoint, right? So that is definitely a hurdle that every validator needs to walk through. But like I would say, it's really just that, the new cutting edge technology and basically Harmony.ONE wanting not necessarily to be an Ethereum killer, right? That they want to be a bridge maker, right? Their destination isn't to kill, it's to bridge. So
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you. And next question. In what area do you see yourself giving a helping hand to the validator community?
So like I said, I'm getting my PhD, and I do have a desire to teach, right? I don't necessarily want to teach on an academic level. I would rather stay in the practical space. And I think that, the value that I would add is what, Koiken adds at this point, right? Is that she essentially helps validators, helps new validators, helps validators in need during urgent events, right? So I really see myself as a coach, a mentor for people to understand the technology itself. Okay.
Wow, awesome. That's pretty awesome. Thank you for sharing that. The next question, What do you feel that makes you different from other validators?
I can tell you what makes me different from people who are not validators, which is and I definitely will get back to the other question is, I think we all know that the journey that you have to go through to actually be consistently elected is not a journey that most people would ever want to venture, right?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of dedication from the standpoint of understanding marketing, understanding technology, understanding the protocol itself, right? So, first I want to just, articulate the type of person that it takes to even become a validator on the Harmony blockchain, right? Now, what makes me different than the other validators is I think that there really is like a desire for me to understand all elements of the validation process and be able to like contribute to the community itself, and to hopefully be able to drive some improvements that we can do within the protocol. And I don't know if that's necessarily a difference, but there's definitely a passion there.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's what I got for you, Hound. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. These are all the questions that we have for the moment. I don't know if you want to share anything extra with our fellow community that is watching this video.
Yeah, I do. So one thing that I would like to say is that, I've been in the other communities like Solana community for validating, Tezos for validating as well. And I would have to say by far, the Harmony community is the most outreaching and close family community that I've ever been a part of, right? So the HarmoForce program itself that HarmoForce has spearheaded is a perfect example of a collective meeting together and saying, we are going to focus on one validator to stabilize this validator, right? In the pure goal of essentially trying to make the protocol more decentralized. How can we solve the problem? We can solve the problem by taking one validator, putting all our coins in that one validator, stabilizing them, and then going on to the next validator. So that right there is probably unseen within other communities from what HarmoForce has done with that. And then secondly, everyone who has supported me from a technical standpoint, Coinkin, and all of the delegators that have trusted their vote in my validator. I mean, I want to thank them, and I want to represent, what their opinions are in the network. So that's all I got.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you to you. I wish you the very best. I hope you to be a stable validator soon. You're almost there, and I'm pretty happy for, yeah, almost. Let's hope to more delegators stay with you and to have you on board as a stable validator soon. That's what I wish for you and your validator.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Well, for the moment, if you don't want, you don't have anything extra to share, this will be all. Here is Hound Validator from BDAO Term 3 and Patrick from BoxedCloud. Keep tuned into the other videos. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hound. I appreciate it.
No,
all right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
You too.